I had never looked into another vampire's gaze and seen my own reflection, my own essence, that is. The demonic urge threaded from my own origins all the way to another's. In his eyes I could see his power, but also his weakness, his vulnerability, and I felt immediately protective. The strangest feeling that I had not felt since meeting Agatha and Netto to a degree. Here was explosive potential, but like dynamite powder without a fuse or a flame. It was also just dust, easily blown away by the slightest wind. What could he see in me now? Not my own origin, that was hidden now from him and only him. He was cursed to see in me only his own beginnings, what amounted to a manipulation and a betrayal. He guided me confidently through a back door. It was some kind of server room. Dozens of beeping lights and a photography lab tucked in the back, it would seem. A red light bulb gave the situation unnecessary stakes. I glanced at some photos hung on a line in the corner. They looked clandestine in nature, of people exiting doors. Simon took out a vape and sucked on it nervously. He leaned against a rack of servers. I took in the surroundings. He blew out a large cloud of smoke, reminiscent of the time on our balcony. "Well," I said.
"Well, I don't know what you want me to say. I wouldn't believe an apology from me, not quite, not yet. I have too much to work through still. I can't even tell you to trust me."
I put my hand up to quiet him. "Forget that. I just have one question. Did you bring wine in my house for me to drink?"
"What? No. I would never. I mean, I know that doesn't make sense or even matter with what I did, but I got the wine for myself. I didn't know you'd find it. I needed a drink to calm my nerves, that's all. I figured if my plan worked, then it wouldn't matter. Anyway, I'm sorry. I hope that didn't mess you up too bad."
He looked contrite. I relaxed.
You wanna break my vape for old time's sake?"
"That's all right then, I believe you. The rest is forgiven, or it will with time."
"Really? Why?"
"When you've lived as long as I have, you learn to make as few enemies as possible, Simon. That's my origin. That's why the urge chose me, because I wanted to kill all my enemies, all the ones who had hurt me, hurt the ones I loved. Except, I've realized recently that in order to kill my enemies, I had to become something. I had to become an enemy to myself in a way. Someone I didn't respect. So now, if I can, I will not think of anyone as an enemy until I'm certain. Until they truly threaten someone I care for."
"But what I put you through, what I put Netto through..."
"Like you said, you can't be trusted. I believe you. You've been manipulated. Perhaps you're still being manipulated. I don't know, and perhaps neither do you, but your intentions are not to hurt, and if anything, you're not gaining anything from it."
"But I'm a vampire now. I gain that."
"Yes, well, that's a whole other thing, but I'm here now and offer my help if you want it." Simon tugged on his vape some more and seemed to relax. Outside we could hear the party get louder.
"I better get back to my friends, but anyway, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it."
"I hope you're not falling into the wrong crowd."
"You want to give me the birds and the bees? Tell me about drugs?"
I couldn't see Netto anywhere as we exited. One of the twins sidled next to Simon and whispered in his ear. The other appeared, and the man in the leather jacket wrapped his arm around her and gave her something to ingest. What a hypocrite I was to judge, but this felt different. It also annoyed me that the boy would need this kind of thing, as if where he came from was... Well, there I go. I guess this isn't going to be easy. Simon looked away, and then I was gone, though in this case it was rather easy to make my way discreetly through the throng. I had a quick survey, but had an instinct Netto had made his way home. It didn't take much perceptiveness to notice that the older man in the tweed jacket was following me down my canal walk. I lost him quite easily amidst some shadows and observed him as he was befuddled as to what direction I had gone. I then proceeded to follow him as he got into a little river taxi and went quickly down the canal. I took a stab at where he was going and cut across a half-dozen blocks to where the canal bifurcated, a 50-50 chance, not far from the British consulate. When the tweed man had said something to us, I heard a British accent. I did not have any memory of this woman, but Netto had described her to me, and there she was, unmistakably descending these steep steps of an elegant apartment to greet the little man in the tweed jacket. Or rather, he looked little compared to her. She was nearly my height at a glance, with red hair in a ponytail, cat-eyed glasses, and a pair of single pearl earrings, thin white scarf and a dark red overcoat, and slim black pants that accentuated her legs. The image of a shark flashed in my mind. Their rapport was neither secretive or covert. They smiled and laughed, and she seemed much younger and girlish than her outward demeanor, as if she'd come across a childhood friend or her favorite uncle who was teasing her. I tucked into a hash bar to observe them more discreetly, but it wasn't long after that they both got in an approaching black sedan and drove away. The hash smoke made me uncomfortable, and so I quickly went back out, expelling a rather large, wintry cloud as I took in the chill. My head buzzed. Is he here? Would I be able to feel him? Would I be able to say his name if I came face to face with him? Would I be able to keep myself from ripping his throat out? I saw the scene in a flash and saw my own death should I relinquish to this temptation. I was numb to it. But then I saw Simon's face and felt tethered again to this earth, to the discomfort of perseverance, but also to the duty of what Agatha had tried so hard to convey to me. What was it again? A higher power, or simply love, a right way? I could hear her voice from before in my head, telling me it would be different this time.
I know it.
And the bunny came to my consciousness as well, and Netto. And suddenly, strangely, I didn't care about anything but returning to the hotel suite, to its warmth and placid calm and Christmas tree. And so I did.